Well, I said I would do it, so I guess. No. But for reals, okay, I want to talk to you guys about karma because you guys got the wrong motherfucking idea. I do want to say that this is my perspective on it. This is not something that I know for a fact. This is something that I live on, and it's something that I have my own knowledge on. It's something I've recently discovered, I guess you could say, and that I've been utilizing. But look, people think that karma is this entity that comes and like gives everybody their justice. If somebody does something bad, they're going to get something bad in return. And I just have to say that's not the case. Um, what karma, as we call it, can be relatable to is the law of attraction. But it can be related to a lot of other things too, don't get me wrong. But how I'm connecting the dots, this is how I'm perceiving it right now. And the reason I perceive it this way is because you will see really good people who really bad things always happen to, or really bad people who good things always happen to. It's like they never see the consequences of their actions. And here is the realization I've come to. And this isn't something I just read in a book, like, or watched a video on. It's kind of just a realization I came to myself in studying bits and pieces here and there, looking into different things. This is what it formed for me. So, the law of attraction, first of all, that's where you attract like things to you. And what it really is your energy, okay? Whatever you're vibrating at. And what it stems from is your thoughts. Everything that you do is a vibration, okay? Your thoughts, your emotions, what you're doing, like everything that you think, that you do, whatever. Everything that is you is a vibration. So, I'm trying to put this in easy terms to understand, but simple, so I get to the point and I'm not talking for 10 hours, because I could talk about this for 9 hours, like for real. But, so, this is important to understand because karma doesn't just go to people who do bad things, okay? What it really is we all send things into the universe, okay? So a thought form. Usually the manifestation of that is something that you're highly focused on, okay? But the law of attraction is kind of tricky because you have to be careful with it. It's not, the universe doesn't respond to just a thought, okay? Specifically, it responds to the frequency that you are vibrating at, the wavelength of that thought, okay? So you have to be very careful about how you're manifesting and what you're thinking and your energy levels. But, I'm going to give an example here. Say that there's something that you really want, okay? And if you're doing it in a way where you're trying to manifest it, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to think about that thing a lot. You're going to want to take action towards it. You want to speak on it. Speak it into the universe. You're going to want to do those kind of things, right? Because it's sending out this frequency and it's going to relate and connect to like frequencies. It's going to draw things in. It's like a magnet. So the important thing to understand about this, though, is that it's not directly your thoughts, it's your vibrations. So, for instance, you really want something, okay? So, if you do it in a positive way, you're just thinking about those things, you're speaking them, like what I said. Now, you can mess yourself up, though, with that because you have to let go of control of the outcome. When you, for instance, are searching for something, you're trying to manifest it, but you're searching for it. Okay. So then your frequency is giving off a vibration that is being put onto the universe that is saying that you enjoy, or that what you want is to search for that thing. That's what you like. Okay. So you have to be careful with it. You have to be very calculated on how you're doing it. And I had to learn that myself. Thank you. But so when it comes to the karma thing, same thing. Okay. But what really makes it what it is so, for instance, there are two types of people. Okay. There's the person that knows they're wrong, and there's the person that knows they're right. Okay. Those two people vibrate at different frequencies, and they're sending out different messages, or whatever you want to call them, to the universe. So when that's happening, no matter, it could be somebody who's doing something very bad, right? But they could be in their mind that it's right, and that it's good, and that this was necessary, or whatever. That's going to send out a vibration, and that's going to be a higher vibration than somebody who's doing something and they know they're wrong, and they know that they shouldn't do it. Okay. So the person who's sending that out, that negative vibration, is going to attract the negative. They could be doing the exact same thing though. The person that's sending out the high vibration is going to be attracting the high vibrational energies of that. So that's where people get the misconception that bad only, or bad will always come to those who do bad. No. Check yourself, okay? Because that's not how it works. That's why, a lot of times people who do things that could be thought of as wrong or bad, could potentially not deal with the repercussions of that, because they were doing it for the right reason, right? So, for instance, let's just say a burglar breaks into your house, okay? There's the two people, okay? So you have your kids in the house, it gets to a point where you have to make the choice, where you had to kill this person, or you shoot this person, whatever. You're protecting your kids, you're protecting your home. Is murder right? Not in general, but in some circumstances, you do what you got to do. So those two people are going to vibrate differently. There's going to be the person that knows they're right. They're going to be confident in it, and that's the vibration that they're sending out. I'm right. I have to do this. This is a choice I have to make. It's going to be a different vibration than somebody who's questioning it, and who's like, God, I don't want to have to do this, and vibrating low frequency. So whether what they did was wrong or right does not matter. It's how they think about what they did. Okay? That's why you can see people a lot of times with serious psychological issues where they struggle to feel guilt or sadness or whatever. And you'll see those person go on killing sprees for like 30 years. They don't get caught. You know what I mean? It's because they're not sending those frequencies out into the world, because they're not feeling that guilt, or they're not connecting to they're not attracting in guilt. They're not attracting that in, because they're not feeling it. They're not thinking it. So, it's really important to understand that, because, you can think that somebody did you wrong and that they're going to get their karma, but it's not always the case. You have to be careful how you're thinking about this, because you have to understand, when you're focusing on something, you're manifesting it. You're manifesting that thing as well. And it's not about the context of what you're thinking in your head. It's about the vibration that you're sending out. People end up manifesting bad things into their life by trying to potentially manifest something negative for somebody else. Okay? The other thing that I really want to say is that um, there, when you're manifesting something for somebody else, and that's positive or negative, that person, so you cannot manifest for something for somebody else. So say you feel like they did you wrong and you feel like they should get karma. Okay, you can't. It's not how it works. Okay, you and them have to be on the same frequency. So say that person knows they're wrong. Okay, then you're at the same frequency. Y'all both know this was wrong, right? So then you might be able to manifest something negative into their life. But the potential is in also manifesting that into your life. That's why in witchcraft they talk about, how Wiccans, they believe that the three, what is it called? The threefold rule. Anything that you send to somebody else that's negative, that could come back to you threefold. That's what it's about. But this is also about protection. Now, I'll get more into that in a minute. But the person that knows they're right, you actually cannot manifest without their permission something negative into their life, unless you are. There's only two ways. If you're energetically connected on the same wavelength, or if you're physically around somebody. But if you're physically around somebody, you'd have to manifest it into your life to manifest it into their life. You see what I'm saying? You just hurt yourself in the end. And that's why you have to be careful, because people don't understand that you're manifesting something negative for yourself, and that your thoughts and your way of thinking and your vibration and your feelings, those all are important. You have to maintain them at a certain level, or you're just manifesting bad stuff. And I'm not saying this to fucking attack anybody, because I've been doing it for years, okay? But then, okay, the power thing. Now, if you look at certain religions, they talk about the protected ones, right? They're spiritually protected in some way. That's why when they talk about putting a spell on somebody, which, just let me clarify quick, putting a spell on somebody, people always talk about witchcraft like it's this fucking horrible thing. But let me tell you, your thoughts, how you feel about somebody and what you think about somebody, you are creating your own manifestation of a spell on that person. And whether it goes through or not, the potential is there. So let's be clear about that first, okay? Now, the power of being protected spiritually and energetically, this is where the power lies, and this is a very important part of it, okay? Because, look, there's this thing in the Bible, it's called sin. And what is sin, okay? Sin is something that'll send you to hell, right? Well, heaven and hell are, I'm not saying this is the only form of heaven or hell, but I believe this is truly one form, your energy. Heaven energy, hell energy. Heaven energy is good emotions, positive vibrations, positive manifestations, and it vibrates at a higher level because it's less dense. That's why you notice if you're in a good mood, you'll feel light. That's why when you notice when you're in a bad mood, you'll feel heavy. It feels like you got the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's the density of the emotions that you're feeling. That's hell. So basically, in a nutshell, sin is anything that brings you to a low vibration. And the problem is, people look at this book, read these books, and they take everything word for word, and they don't understand the context and the point of it, the true nature of what these books are trying to put across. So this is going to be different for everybody. That's why, there's so much debate on so many things biblical, because all of these things are different for everybody. We all have our own path. We all have our own vibration. It's different for everybody. What you have to understand about it, okay, is that and this ties into this, just so you know. So sin, anything that could put you into low vibration energy, right? So you talk about sex before marriage. Let's use that example, okay? Now, I always like to believe that the things in the Bible that they talk about um, don't do are actually potentials. So it has the potential to become a sin, okay? It's not for everybody, though. You have to remember that. That's what you have to know yourself, and what you're feeling and what you're capable of and where you're weak and where you're strong. Now, sex before marriage, okay? Some people have the ability to have sex with somebody and and not feel that low vibrational energy. They, you know, everyone that you have sex with, you have energetic ties with at that point. And don't get me wrong, you do take in some of their energy, they take in some of your energy, okay? But if you know how to cleanse, you can be okay. But the important thing to know is after that sexual experience is done, how are you feeling? Do you feel shame? Do you feel bad about it? Do you feel sadness? Do you feel loneliness? Do you feel low vibrational energies? Because if you do, then for you, yes, it is a sin. When you're okay with it, some people, it doesn't bother them. It doesn't make them feel ashamed. It's who they are. It's what they do, and it doesn't have the same effect on them, and they're still in their high vibration, then no, for them it would not be a sin. And so that's really, I just wanted to get that out of the way, okay? Because sin it plays into everything. Now, when it comes down to it, you do not have the ability to decipher somebody else's sins, right? That's why it says in the Bible, don't judge, because you don't know where their energy is at. You don't know how it's affecting them personally. When you're judging, also, you can manifest that into your life as well. If you're always looking at someone and you're like, this person's on drugs, this person doesn't have a job, and you're looking down on people, you have the potential of manifesting that into your life. The important thing to understand with karma is that everybody's sins are different. So when you're looking at it at face value, you're going to have a hard time understanding why maybe somebody didn't get their karma, right? Well, now you're going to know. But it's important because it gives you power. And the way that karma can give you power is to protect you. I guess the law of attraction or karma, whatever, it's a protection mechanism, one. And two, you have the ability to receive goodwill instead of ill will. So say somebody wishes you ill will and you're at a low vibration. Well, they have the ability. You could be under spiritual attack at that point. They have the ability because you are at a low vibration, and they can tap into your energy because what they're doing is at a low vibration. Now, that puts you under spiritual attack. And that's why, for me, when I'm in a bad place, I don't really fuck around with people. I stay in my own space. I don't let anybody into my energy zone. And if I do, it's somebody I really fucking trust. It's important to protect yourself. Now, with the protection thing, when you're at a high vibrational level and somebody wishes you ill will, they can't reach that energy level you're at, because what they're doing is low energy, and what you're doing is above that. Stay above it. You guys ever wonder what these phrases mean? It's all... I'm just saying. High energy level. And when you're at that level, because when you're down here, if somebody wishes you good, they can't get to you. They're up here. They're at this vibrational energy wavelength. You're down here. That's why prayers, or what you call them, prayers, goodwill, whatever you want to call it, you can't access that. When you stay at a high level, vibration level, if somebody wishes you goodwill, if somebody's having good thoughts about you, good emotions about you, they wish you the best, they can access you. You understand? On an energetic level. That's why karma, it is very, it's people confuse it. They don't understand it. And what all it is energy levels, frequency, vibrations, what you can access in somebody else, what they're accessing in you, and what you're accessing in yourself. You know what I mean? Now, the important thing to watch for is how people, react when they're doing these negative things. Do you think, or do you feel as though they feel guilty or they know they're wrong? Because I know people, we all know people who do fucked up shit and they really think they're right. They really think it's okay. They're protected though. No matter how evil that thing was, they're protected at the energy level they're at, because your brain is a powerful thing. You create your own reality. You know what I'm saying? So that person isn't going to receive karma, no matter what they did, unless they allow themselves to get that karma, unless they're sending something out into the universe personally. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. It matters how that person feels about it and what they're manifesting. And so I had to do it because it's a misunderstanding and people end up hurting themselves and manifesting negative things for themselves, trying to manifest something fucked up for somebody else. And people think they don't get their own justice. They don't, do what they need to do to resolve this situation. You always wonder, why do bad things happen to good people? Why do good things happen to bad people? This is why. A good person could be a good person all day, but maybe they're helping too many people. Maybe they're allowing people to make their emotions and thoughts and everything fluctuate. They're allowing other people to tap into their energy. They're being demonized. They're being possessed. Their energy is possessed. So if they do something good for somebody and they start feeling negative emotions because maybe, well, nobody else is here for me. I'm here for everybody else, but nobody else is here for me. Okay, they're manifesting negativity. Now, if a bad person's out doing some fucked up shit, but they feel like it's okay, they're not manifesting no negative shit. Because nobody else can create your reality. You are the only one. God's not going to come smite nobody down. You have the power. You need to protect yourself. You need to make sure that you're careful who you're around. That is your responsibility. And people rely on these as a form of justice and as a form of they're looking all around them for something to believe in, but they don't understand that everything to believe in is literally inside you. And it says it in every book fucking possible. The reason that they always talk about love, love is the focal point of every single religion. Why? Because love is the highest frequency energy that we could experience. That's why. If you stay at that frequency of love, you're at the right level. That is the secret. That is it. That is what it is. You can't manifest something negative out of love, pure love. All you can manifest out of love is love. Bitch, what the fuck? I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying you have to believe everything that I'm saying. I'm just asking you guys to think about it, because somebody puts a book in front of you and you're just, I know there are things every single person questions about their religion, about their spirituality, about who they are really inside. And tap into that, because you'll discover shit and you'll discover power that can be used in great ways. And some people are going to use it for negativity, but that you don't have to. You can discover your power and do great things with it. You got a whole fucking multiple realms backing you up. You don't even know about. Like, we gotta stop relying on anything outside of ourselves to do anything for us. And that's just the truth. So I had to do this, because if I hear one more person be like, oh, karma's gonna get him, I'm going to fucking I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it, y'all. But anyways, thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Yeah, we'll talk again next time,